A local artist is on an interesting journey to make a difference in the fight against diabetes before he turns the big 4-0. Todd Wright is his name. He is writing, recording, and releasing a song every week from now until his 40th birthday in July, and he's doing it all to raise money for the American Diabetes Association. And if you'd like to know who is at the heart of this challenge for Todd, it is this woman standing next to him, Ally Queen. She is the mother of children with diabetes who inspired Todd's journey. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
40 years old in July.
Right.
You know, they say that life begins at 40, and I can vouch for that. It's definitely true.
Well, in the music industry, it can be the kiss of death. You know, if you haven't, quote unquote, made it, you know,
right, by your
early 20s, you know. So I decided that this was going to be my musical midlife crisis. I was going to do something to, as opposed to hide from turning 40, I was just going to glorify it and draw as much attention to it as I possibly could.
So you're writing a song every week?
Every week.
Whether or not the inspiration hits you?
Well, you know, there's some old ideas still, like, you know, knocking around in my head that I haven't, that I can draw on if there's no inspiration in that particular week. But the real chore is the recording of it and the getting it ready to release every Wednesday morning.
But this is a cause larger than yourself, and
yes,
the fact that you're turning 40. And tell me about that, how it came to be.
Well, Ally, who I've been friends with for years, but we'd sort of lost touch through time and distance. Her husband Rob played drums for one of my old bands back in the day. She always sends me out these emails about her kids who have been fighting diabetes, and I always read them over and I think, oh, someday I'm going to do something about that. I'm going to send some money, I'm going to make a donation. And the day I launched 40 by 40, she sent me an email that she sends out just sort of, you know, to let people know what her kids were up against and what they're driving for money for, and it just clicked for me on day one of starting this thing. I was like, that's what I want to attach this to. That's what I want to do this for. So I called her up and we reconnected, and I went out and hung out with the kids and saw what a day in the life is for them. And
right. Ally, tell me about your kids, how you learned that they had diabetes and what their situation is now.
Well, actually, my son, who's 8, was only diagnosed this past summer. So my daughter, who's 10, has had it since she was 2. So we, you know, had no idea that our son was going to end up being diagnosed too. So that was the actual email that Todd got, was like, hey, this is a big deal now, both of our kids have it. We've raised money for it every year since Bella, our daughter, was 2 years old, so we've been doing this for 8 years anyway. We do the Frederick Walk for Diabetes for the ADA. So, you know, this year it was even more of a big deal, because now we have, you know, double the fun, so to say.
Right.
You know, it's a 24/7. Taking care of them is a 24/7.
How so? Describe to us how diabetes has affected their lives.
Well, their pancreas doesn't produce insulin, so you have to give insulin, because when you eat food, you know, the sugar in foods has to be broken down for energy and burned for energy. So if there's no insulin, then the blood sugar levels will rise, and that's really dangerous.
You're talking about worst case diabetic shock, and then if that's not treated, death potentially.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So when you're giving insulin, you'll never get it exactly right, so then you have the fear of low blood sugar. So, you know, they may have had, like, not enough food and too much insulin, and then you get low blood sugars, which is also very fast coma, seizure, coma, and death. So it's this every day. It's a juggling act, and trying to keep them healthy and safe, and, you know, so
on top of all the other burdens that a mother has,
right,
you've got this. And this is a potentially life or death situation.
Absolutely, every day, every single day, it's you're keeping your kid alive.
And then you have to also examine the long-term consequences of diabetes, and
because too many high blood sugars over many years is what causes the kidney damage and eye damage and nerve damage, and, you know, just the fact that they have it. You could keep their numbers as great as possible, which, you know, within their range that they're supposed to be, but it's still, because the pancreas isn't doing it, it still puts 4 times more likely, you know, pressure on their bodies to have heart problems and other organ issues. So yeah, so we need a cure. So that was my my email was, okay, now Cameron has it, now my son has it, so this is now I'm mad. And if I wasn't mad before, I am now. So
you know, I can just imagine as well, if you multiply your anger and your concern about this nationwide. I mean, we're our nation which is looking at a veritable epidemic of diabetes.
Absolutely,
and a lot of it just comes from our really bad dietary habits in this day and age.
Well, I would say that for type 2, which is a completely different disease. Type 1 it's, you know, said and done. It's not anything they did, and just maybe their immune system saw their pancreas cells as foreign and killed them off. So it's nothing like type 2.
I see. But the ultimate effects of each are the same, correct?
Yeah. But type 1 is more dangerous.
Are you encouraged by the state of research at all?
I am more so overseas, because I think they're doing a lot more. All I can do is keep doing what I'm doing and raising money and hoping that, you know, one day there will be a cure. Or, you know, I can't imagine, like, when I'm older still seeing my kids doing this every day. So I really want to see a difference. So, and then, you know, I got Todd's call and he's like, hey, I'm doing this. I already knew about his 40 by 40 thing because we're in touch on Facebook and everything. So he's like, you know, let's make this a good thing, and I'll give the money to that, to Bella and Cameron. So
Todd, obviously this is really inspired music. Can the rest of us enjoy it somewhere? Can we purchase CDs?
Absolutely. Well, the music is available for free download. So it's every Wednesday morning on my website, which is www.orangepopsongs.com. You can download the song of the week. Now there are donate buttons, so everyone is encouraged to donate.
Fantastic.
And with the realization that it is a tough time for a lot of people out there, so if you can't donate, share it. Send the link to someone. Send it to 10 people. Send it to 20 people. It's free music, and someone in that bunch of people who want to download some free music will maybe connect to this story, and they can read and see pictures of Bella and Cam on the site, and you know, drop a donation. And also we're doing some shows too. So we big show at Jam and Java in Vienna, Virginia this Wednesday, and all the proceeds from that show are going to go to fight for a cure.
I keep telling him he needs to take a percentage, but he insists 100% of everything. CD sales, the shows are going to go to Bella and Cameron to, you know.
Proof positive that he's really committed to this cause. Todd, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And Ally, thank you too. Best of luck to you and to your children.
Thanks for having us.